I have some really interesting news for you today. If you are looking at purchasing a house in Ghana, you've always wanted to move to Ghana and start a business. This is the best time. Now, the reason why this is happening is because there's something that the president announced. And once a president of a nation makes any kind of announcement, it is something that everybody needs to take very seriously. Now, the president of Ghana in this news article, right? Let's go straight into the news article and see what he said. Said something really interesting that for me is going to change everything, is changing everything. Now, the government is considering a proposal to use whole airport as a pilot training school. Now, if you go on to read the article, it says President John Dramani Mahama says the government is considering a proposal to use the whole airport as a first-class pilot training school for West Africa. This, the president said, would enable young people interested in training as pilots to go and train at the whole airport. This is very significant. Now, I know people might say, oh, this is political speech and stuff like that. Please, just for the record, this is Africa Building Hub. We are very apolitical. Like, we don't support any political party. We are non-partisan. But then when it comes to things that would promote tourism in Ghana, that would promote building, buying, renting in Ghana, we are fully for it. And when he made this statement, it has generated a lot of interest, right? So he says it will help us to utilize the airport more. And so we are going to work on that so that we can operationalize it as quickly as possible. Now, this was made known on Wednesday, January 22nd. So that is just literally 4 days ago since this video is live on 26th of January when he received a delegation of pastors from the Volta region at the Flagstaff House in Accra, led by somebody. The delegation was at the seat of government to congratulate the president on his decisive victory in the December 7th general election. He said that whole airport was built during his previous administration with a lot of expectations that it would become a major commercial route for the nation's domestic airlines. And indeed, one of the airlines started, that is Passion, and unfortunately, the traffic did not build up as quickly as they had expected. And so they had to hold back and reappraise their strategy for the region. And that is what the president said. Now, for me, this is really interesting because for the past 1 year, we on Africa Building Hub have been preaching to the community that invest in the Ashanti region, especially Kumasi, because the airport in Kumasi, which has been there for quite a number of years now, that was only doing domestic flights, right? So Accra to Kumasi, Kumasi to Tamale, etc. There were plans to convert it into an international airport such that if you are coming from Heathrow, any other country, you don't necessarily need to stop in Accra, but you can transition straight. I mean, you can go straight to Kumasi, and then from Kumasi, if you are going to Tamale, you continue. And since we started preaching about that, there were a lot of people that contacted us via email, book consultations, etc., looking for land to purchase in Kumasi. So just the news of these items tend to create the awareness, then awareness turns into interest, then interest into desire, then people begin to take action where the demand becomes very high. And once demand increases in economics, what happens is that the suppliers or the people who are selling the land have the right to put a premium on the land. And so in the year 2022 and 2023, we did some interviews in the Ashanti region. And we even did interviews of people who were selling their properties, real estate houses and stuff in places like Ejiso, which is just 30 to 40 minutes away from the airport at Kumasi. Now, a plot of land over there in Ejiso at that time was going from 80,000 cedis to as high as 150,000 cedis, depending on how far away it is from the main road. Just last year, when we started talking about this thing, now a plot of land is selling at 300,000 to 350,000 cedis. And that is why, if someone like the president of Ghana makes a bold statement like what he said over here, right, that they have plans to convert the airport at Ho to a pilot training school, it is something we all need to take very, very seriously. Now, we know that the airport in Ho, just for a bit of history, right? The airport in Ho was established in the year 2015. There was one airline, which was Passion Air, that was doing from Accra to Ho, but it gradually had to stop because the patronage was very low, the cost of operation was very high, and then sometimes there were technical challenges, for which reason the flights could not even go as scheduled, and people were losing confidence and interest in using Passion Air to and from Ho. You could get people going to Ho using Passion Air, but you could not get people coming back to Accra. And as a business, you always look at how to maximize your profits. And they were running at a loss. Meanwhile, when they decide to do flights to Kumasi, Tamale, there was a lot of demand. So it made more sense to channel their monies into flights going to Kumasi than to channel their monies into flights going to Ho. I believe that makes sense to you. And so generally, there was no activity that was happening at the airport. Now, when I did my research, I also saw that the country was bleeding money. In fact, we were using about 2 million cedis a year just to maintain the airport, in terms of sanitation, in terms of like weeding the place, keeping the place neat and all those things, painting and all that. We were spending about 2 million cedis a year, and it was not sustainable, right? There were employees who needed to be paid and all that, and they were literally not doing so much. But with what we are seeing here, it presents a lot of opportunities. Now, today, our live, we are doing something very unique. What we want to do is, if you are watching and you want to join to share your opinions on the topic, right? There's a link in the chat. If you're also on our community on WhatsApp, the link has also been put in the WhatsApp group. So all you need to do is to click on the link, and then once you click on the link, you would be able to get access to join this live and to share your thoughts, because we also want to hear from you. We don't want it to be just us who are talking. Now let's go back to the news article that was written on this particular topic. Now, he says he tried to find out why Passion Airline decided to withdraw its whole services, and noted that his findings indicated that Passion Air at that time was using 2 aircrafts for whole route, a 70 passenger capacity and a 50 passenger capacity. And so his advice to them was to start with a smaller aircraft. As the route develops, then you can bring in the larger aircraft, he said. So I think they are appraising their strategy, and I'm sure once they do that, they might start flights to go again. Now, the Christian Council from the Volta region who came to see him, on their part, right, they appealed to the president to ensure the operationalization of the airport to facilitate the movement of people, goods, and services, right, and appealed to the president to ensure that the roads in the Volta region were fixed. Now, apart from what is happening, right, apart from what is happening with the airport, another interesting aspect, which we'll look at later in this video, is plans that this new government has for the Volta region. For me, I believe one of the reasons why the airport project failed was where it was situated. Though Ho is the capital of the Volta region back then, right? It wasn't the business and trading capital. The Volta region in Ghana is a border region, which means that it is on the border with another country. And so usually there's trade activities at the border, but Ho is not where it happens. It happens at places like Aflao and Hohoi. And so a lot of people felt that the airport should have been put at either Aflawo or Hohoi because that's where the business is. People even travel all the way to Aflawo to cross into Togo to go and buy cars, jeans, clothing, like so many things, and come and sell in Accra. So there's a lot of business activity happening at the border. But then you move it to the place where there are universities, there are banks and things like that, which is also good. But you see, airports don't bring business. It is the business that brings the airport. Once, for example, if there's a market, then a bank would want to situate themselves close to a market so that they can mop the liquidity, the deposits and things around the market and stuff like that. Then once banks come, definitely the workers will need a place to stay. Real estate developers will go and put up apartments and hotels and stuff like that. That has been the basic flow. But this one, you're rather saying, let the bank go where there's no viable market. And I think that was one of the main reasons why this was a challenge. And then again, Ho is literally 3 hours away from Accra if you are driving at normal speed. Now, I want you to tell me where you are watching from. Have you been to Ho before? Do you have plans of buying land at Ho based on this announcement from the president? Would you consider buying land at Ho? Now, soon I'm going to tell you how much a plot of land at Ho currently costs because we did some research before this video to see how much a plot of land costs and how much we project it is going to cost once the airport is operationalized. And remember, if you want to join today's live, right, you can always do so. Just request and then you'd be able to join and then we discuss. Now, apart from this initial announcement, the president also made a very bold announcement which says, my administration ends the era of the Volta Region's neglect. President Mahama assures. Again, this was just 2 days ago. Now, President John Dramani Mahama has assured the people of the Volta region of a balanced approach to national development, emphasizing their inclusion in nation-building efforts to contribute meaningfully to Ghana's progress. Speaking at the Jubilee Park in Ho during his thank you tour, President Mahama reaffirmed his commitment to addressing the region's long-standing developmental challenges. The president highlighted his dedication to this promise by appointing cabinet ministers based on merit, competence, and their willingness to serve. He noted that his administration is determined to ensure equitable development in the region, adding that steps have already been taken to engage relevant bodies in implementing a comprehensive development plan. The Volta region has long been a victim of unfulfilled promises, but as I said, this era of neglect will end under this administration. Among the developmental projects the president pledged to prioritize are the reconstruction of the whole Denny Road, the revitalization of the whole airport, improvement of education and sports infrastructure, and the establishment of modern prototype markets to support local businesses and facilitate international trade. And this is very, very interesting. Again, keep commenting, telling us where you are coming from. Let us know if you are interested in buying land at Ho, if you have land over there, if you intend to build, etc. Now, the reason why for me Ho is a very strategic town is, one, it is pretty underdeveloped in terms of infrastructure and stuff like that. You have the KFCs, you have some banks, you have like the normal things in the central business district. There's a stadium and stuff. But a lot of things are not happening there. Major businesses are not there because, like I said, it's not the trading capital. It is the regional capital, but a lot of trading activities and businesses don't go on there yet. Now, these kinds of announcements and the fact that a lot of diaspora people are moving into Ghana and they want to move away from Accra, it means that Ho is going to be like something that they are going to consider an alternative. In fact, in our WhatsApp community, there was a time where somebody was sharing that they want to purchase land in Ho and stuff, and who knows about it, who has experience when it comes to places like Ho. And recently, we got a lot of people emailing us that they want to buy land in Ho. How do we help them? How do we guide them and stuff like that? So from where we sit and the kind of data that we sit on, we see that there's a lot of interest. Now, today, a plot of land, you can get pretty close to the stadium at Ho for 30 to 40,000 cedis. Think about it. 30 to 40,000 cedis. How much is that in how much is that what in dollars or euros or pounds? Comment and let me know. But today the dollar is like 15 to 16 cedis. So that's less than $2,000 to get a plot of land. Now I know people who have bought 4 plots of land at Ho. Now Ho is also in a very strategic place because it is pretty close to Akosombo. Now plenty people go to Akosombo for holidays, for normal relaxation. Even people go and eat. Businesses in Accra go that have strategy sessions at Bridgeview Hotel. What are some of the names of the places at Akosombo? You people should mention them. You people should mention them. Let me read some of the comments here. Kwame says, Kwame here. Kwame, good to have you. Henry Kojo says, tuning in from Italy. I'm enjoying little history about Ho and the Volta region as a whole. Anyway, I lived in Ho for 12 years. Wow, fantastic. Henry, maybe you should join the chat and then share your experience. So, Etonam, have you been to Ho before and what was your experience? So you can unmute your mic. So all these places, the Royal Sinchi and stuff like that, businesses like to go there just to have their strategy meetings and all. So if you want to join today's, live interaction, just use the link in the chat or on the WhatsApp community and join. Now, I also did some research on what places, I did research on what places like, TripAdvisor is saying concerning the Volta region. So it says top attractions in Volta region. Now the top attractions in Volta region are the Willie Falls. Let me know if you visited any of these. There's Afajato, which is the highest mountain in Ghana. There's a monkey sanctuary and cultural village. There's Mount Jemmy. There's Tagbo Falls. There's Oti Falls. There are forts and castles. There's a Flabo waterfall. There's Fort Prinsenstein. Like there are lots of places. There's a whole Kente village. There's white sandy beaches. So this is the Kente village where Kente is like the cultural attire. And you have a lot of people from the diaspora coming to visit places like this. We have white sandy beaches. We have nature reserves. Like we have a lot of things. Now, when I look at this particular picture of Mount Afaja, like you will think this is an AI generated image, but it is not an AI generated image. This is a real image of a place in Ghana. Like we are not selling Ghana enough. If you want to have a place where you can bond with nature, look at how many hills and mountains you can see in this particular image. Like it's just amazing. It's just beautiful. This is not an AI image. This is a real image that was captured. And I think it's just amazing. Look at the rock formations, the hills, the vegetation. For someone like me who likes nature, this is a place I would love to go and live at, away from the pollution and Accra and all these other places. One, land in Accra is very expensive. Land in Accra is overpriced and all that. So for me, I really, really love the Volta region. I have friends who are from the Volta region. They are really amazing people. And let me know what you think we can do with tourism, you think we can do with businesses in Ho and stuff. Now, still on the topic of what we can do in the Volta region, right? There's 6 years after completion, Ho Airport is a ghost town. So this was written 23rd February 2024. So maybe just like a year ago. And it says the whole airport, developed to boost the economy of the Volta region and adjoining regions, is still idle after nearly 6 years of completion. A visit to the facility last Friday indicated that the airport was in good shape and was being well maintained. However, since Passion Air halted operations on the Accra route in March 2022, the airport has almost become a ghost town, begging to be rejuvenated to generate revenue that can help defray the $25 million loan secured for the project and settle other operational costs such as utilities, right? Information sourced from the Ghana Airports Company show that about 2.42 has been spent to maintain the facility in the last 2 years after commercial operations were halted. So if you divide this even into two, it means that on average, we are spending like 1 million cedis plus every year just to renovate this place. That's crazy. Really crazy. Really, really crazy. And it says the airline cited rising costs and low passenger numbers as reasons behind its withdrawal from the route. Out of the total maintenance cost, 1.59 million went into cleaning and janitorial services, external works including weeding and horticulture services for airside and landside, as well as waste management. That is just terrible. The rest were used to maintain lighting and its controllers, repair defective 1NR chiller, replace hydrants, pillars, blah, 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 blah. So there is a lot of renovation work that is ongoing. There's a lot of money being spent. And for me, I want to use this video to draw attention to the fact that we have something that we've built. Let's take advantage of it. And if you are also looking to purchase property in the Volta region, maybe do so now before they do that whole academy thing, right? Do so now before they do the whole training center, training school thing, because once that is done, it is going to be super expensive. Now, if you are enjoying this video, please like, share, subscribe, share this video with as many people as possible, and let me know your thoughts. Do you think Accra is overrated? Would you ever want to go and live in the Volta region? And again, if you want to join the live interaction, please just send a request by clicking on the link, and then you can share your thoughts. Now we have our colleague Etonam on call. So Etonam, if you can hear me, I think this is going to be a good point for you to unmute and then speak.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. So please proceed.
So with Accra, right? I personally think Accra is overrated. You know, Accra is overcrowded. The cost of living in Accra is amazing, and there's like a limited work-life balance in Accra. You know, when it comes to enjoying and relaxing, Accra is like it's more of like working, like a working environment. And looking at Accra too, so far so good. Everybody is putting their attention in Accra, so it's leaving areas like the Volta region untapped, right? So it's like nobody's really paying attention, but there are good things over there. There are nice things that can help you come and relax your mind, and even when you're working as well. So for me, Accra is really overrated.
Okay, thank you very much, Etonam, for your thoughts. I see Frank also in the chat. Hi, Frank. If you can hear me, please unmute your mic and then let us know where you are watching from, and then share your thoughts on the subject as well.
Yeah, hello. This is Frank from London. Right, I don't have much to say about this segment because to be honest, I've not been following at all. It just popped up and I said, oh, you know what? Let me see what's going on. Yeah, I don't have much knowledge about it, to be honest.
Frank, we are talking about the issue where the president made a promise that they are considering to use whole airport as a pilot training school. So they are considering to use Ho Airport as a pilot training school. And that means there's going to be general demand for land in Ho. And I don't know if you are from Ghana. Where are you from originally? Can you let us know where you are from? Would you consider buying land in Ho?
Yeah, sure. Because to be honest, I've already have something, some feasibility studies, and then you got that place is so nice. That area. To be honest, it's so nice. So to me, yes, I will. I will because I have some colleagues that already have projects going on up there. So I think it will be nice if you just invest now because whether they will do it or they will not. Now the hotspot is going to be on hold, whether it will be for pilots or not. And even if they invest it for domestic to be used for domestic, it will still people will still like to use that airport no matter what. So I think it's worthwhile to invest now, and me personally, sure, why not?
All right. Thank you very much, Frank, for sharing your thoughts. Again, if you want to join, we are enjoying the discussion and the interaction. So if you want to join, just click on the link that is pinned to the chat. If you are in the WhatsApp community, just click on the link as well and then join and share your thoughts. Really, really important. I want to hear from the community. Now, some of the mistakes that people have made in the past where land was cheap in certain places was they purchased just one plot instead of purchasing like 4 or 5 or 6. My brother, who also lives in the UK, has acres of land in the eastern region in the Ebri areas, right? Ebri Ekropon areas. And I think that Ho, with its relatively cheaper land cost, 30,000 cedis, is something a lot of people should be jumping on now. Because if what the president is saying, he's able to, stick to his word and, make the land very, very affordable and put a lot of effort into the place, then we are going to have development happening over there, right? He's saying his administration is going to end the era of the Volta region's neglect. I believe we should take this seriously. We shouldn't just take it that, oh, this is one of those political speech. If he even does maybe 10% of something that he can do, including fixing the roads, right? Fixing the roads, then we go to places like TripAdvisor, where people can see all the beautiful things that you can do in the Volta region, like Wee waterfalls, then people are going to take a lot of interest. And at Africa Building Hub, this year we want to, throw positive light on Ghana. We want to showcase the beautiful things that we have in Ghana so that we can also get, people coming in. And again, it's helping us to get some revenue into the country, get people bringing their dollars coming to spend in the country. When they come and they see that the natives are nice people like this, there are real stories and there are opportunities for business and for investment. They could even partner with government in, public-private partnerships, PPP, to invest in Ghana. And that is going to create jobs. So for us this year, these are some of the stories that we want to tell. So if you want to, join the live and share your own thoughts, share your own experiences, please just click on the link. We'll be excited to hear from you. Frank, at this point, do you have anything again that you would want to share based on what has said in terms of tourism potential for Ghana, especially in the Volta region?
I think we've all seen. I think one American former Navy, right? I think he's got like beach beachfront project around that area, and I think it's a beautiful thing. It's like Look, all those people who have foresight, right? Just if you have money, right? First, I would say just take some time. Any places that is close to the sea, like beach fronts, all those places, because a time is coming. Because now what I've seen is that Ghana is developing and is developing very, very, very fast. So all those who can invest, like make sure you secure lands that are close to beaches. Like those who can have land at the beach, just if you have money, buy them and buy in bulk and make sure you secure it very, very well with documents and everything, right? And even if you can only just fence it now, because a time is coming that Ghana, the way that Ghana is developing, things will be so expensive, and those lands now. I don't quite remember the name of the gentleman. He's from Guyana by origin, but he was living in America, and he moved to Ghana now. Right, I saw a couple of YouTubers get covering the project that this guy is doing. As a matter of fact, it's quite encouraging, right? And it gets me thinking that this is the thing that we locals we should have been doing, but instead of us investing, right? This guy happened. He was just passing by. He managed just to go around. He saw this, and the place is close to Aqua Safari. It's very, very close, right? Locals are there, but no one ever thought that that place could ever generate. And now that the guy managed to invest, and people are flocking in to buy the houses, that the locals are now being jealous, trying to use all sort of corny way to get that land, to see that land from this gentleman. It's about time that we locals that are having money, let's just have a good foresight, invest, secure lands that are close to nice beaches. You know, in whole, I think those areas, it will be it will be nice and cheap, right? So if you have the money, then I will say it again, if you have the money, I think it's about time that we try to do all our possible best to invest in those places. And I think it will generate a good revenue as time goes by. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much for sharing. I think that's really insightful. So I want us to see what people are saying, especially in terms of their reactions to this particular story. So if you go to ghanaweb.com, right, people are saying this is a displaced priority about the proposal to use the whole airport as a first class pilot training school. Someone is saying it's a displaced priority. Again, as we are doing the video, please let me know whether you agree with the comments or not. Someone says that airport is the most useless project. Should tell us something about the Keita port and not that white elephant airport. People are just fighting and arguing. Someone is even selling catfish in the comments. Someone says because where the airport is there, it is far from town. And then someone says, do you know how far Heathrow Airport and Gatwick are from town in the UK? Please, the people who are watching from the UK, let us know if this is true, whether Heathrow Airport and Gatwick Airport are really, really far from town. Let us know.
Yeah, I mean, it is true. Heathrow Airport. By and by, it becomes part of the city as time goes by. That's how most places are developed. And as a matter of fact, the Gatwick Airport is owned by a Nigerian, right? The city airport in London is also owned by that same
Oh wow,
Nigerian.
wow.
Yeah, right? He
And
owns
Nigeria
also,
owning the airports in London.
yes, and he also owns couple of airports also in US, right? So you know, people are doing big things elsewhere, but it's only the bad side that we get to hear. But the good side, they keep it to themselves. I think it's about time that we the people, particularly we from African descent, we have to tell our own story as you guys are doing. You the guys are doing a good job, and I think you guys deserve to be praised for all that you guys are doing. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm thinking that a time will come that it will all pay off. And as a matter of fact,
Thank you.
it's paying off even from now on. It started paying off anyway because it's like, look at me, I was just busy just doing other things, and as soon as I pop into the WhatsApp chat, I saw it. I said, "Oh, okay, let me just jump in and see what's going on." I just and it's very insightful. It's giving us a lot of information about what is going on back home, right? Where we should at least invest, and where we can put our money. And it's a beautiful thing. To be honest, the whole thing, no matter what, if if the government will surely stick to his plan, it will be very good. Whether they will use it for private or for if it's for training, right? But we've seen a lot of things that do happen. People do come, they make a big promises, right? Let's let's still live from Mr. Kufado's book. What happened to our cathedral? To be honest, my church donated half
Oh,
million to that
wow.
project. As a matter of
Wow.
fact, we all, the members are angry even to this day.
How about the project?
Yeah, because the money could have been used for something else, but the money is gone. We can't retrieve it. The project was not done. The money is gone. Look at all this.
Meanwhile, they could have done some infrastructure development somewhere.
Uh-huh. You see, we could have used that money to buy other churches in Ghana. You see, but the promises are good, but if they come and they do it as promised, that's where the trouble is, right? To say things, to get votes, to get people to back you, that's beautiful, but let's try to be just realistic. What we are doing, do we have the means? Do we have the resources? Do we have, you know, if it's possible, why not? I think it's a beautiful thing, but are they going to follow through? That's where the thing is. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Frank, for your contribution. Again, if you want to join this show, right, and then share your thoughts, this is the Africa Building Hub Show. It is an interactive show where we are talking about building, buying, and renting in Ghana. We believe whatever lessons we are sharing will be applicable in any country in Africa. So if you like that kind of content, one, subscribe, two, share this video, and then also like this video so it tells YouTube that this video is good and more people get to see it. And today we are talking about what the president of Ghana has said, that he is going to he's changing the whole airport, right? Not just for a domestic flight airport, but he is also having plans of working with other flight companies to put up a world class, first of its kind in Ghana flight training school for people who want to be pilots, flight attendants, and all those things. And for us at Africa Building Hub, we know that when it comes to prices of land or property in Ghana, anywhere in the world, it's kind of driven by news and speculation. So once government says, I'm going to do something in this particular area, it makes the price and the value of that area increase. Now, this airport has been there for many years, at least the past 3 years, it's not been operational because it wasn't making a lot of money. This government started the project in 2015. They went out of power, they are back, and so they want to use the 4 years that they have to revitalize the operations of the airport. Now, apart from that, they also mentioned that the era of neglect for the Volta region is over, especially for their government. And for us, all we are looking at is what are the tourism opportunities, what are the building opportunities, what are the many, many opportunities that we have over there. And we are reading some of the comments from people on Ghana Web who are responding to what the president said. But before we read the comments from people, again, comments where you're watching from, would you consider buying land over there? And let me read some of the comments from you, my cherished audience, on the YouTube live. So a lot of people are confirming what you said, Frank, concerning a Nigerian owning the airport in London. That's amazing. But we are not making noise about this thing because this is the first time I'm hearing it. An African owns one major airport in the UK. So Kwesi Asabre says, yes, it's very true. FYT says, I can't believe people are saying this is a misplaced priority. I think it's a smart move and brilliant idea. And then Richard says he's called Adebayo Ogunnisi or something. And then Kwesi says airports are far away from town or city. So is it just in Accra or Ghana that the airport is in the middle of the city? Okay. So Richard again says he owns 5 airports. Oh wow. Wow. This is eye-opening for me. All right, so let's read the feedback from people. Someone says, are we in UK or Ghana? Be wise. Someone says, with train lines from central London every 5 to 10 minutes. Blistering Barnacles on Ghana website. So why can't we follow suit and build a cost-effective and affordable transportation system between the whole airport and the whole town center? How difficult is that? Someone says, so you want the airport to be built in the center of town? Did these chiefs remember to talk about the whole to a flower road? Someone says, we help secure your... Oh, someone says, thank God some good promises are pouring in. Major projects we hope for are the pilot training school, as indicated, Kita Harbour, Eastern Corridor roads, including also whole to a flower, upgrading the customs and immigration training something. Someone says the trickery of... No, we are not going to read that. Someone says flies to Ho from where? So people are doing a lot of tribal politics. I think that is also really affecting Ghana. Someone says, as usual, they always spend money to put white elephant and then think of what to do next. Example, Commander Sugar Factory. What airline will employ the pilots to be trained? Ghana, can we stop all these partisan politics and tribalism and stuff like that and, focus on things that would, let Ghana develop? For me, when I go to places like TripAdvisor and I see reviews from people in the diaspora, people saying, I had an amazing time walking up the mountain with Doji as a guide. You can contact him. These are the stories I want to hear because this is what is going to drive people to come and want to live over here, right? These are beautiful pictures. People having amazing memories of Ghana. They came to Ghana. They had amazing experiences. Look at this very beautiful picture. Look at the fog sitting on top of the highest mountain in Ghana. And it's like you are in the clouds. This is the kind of story that we should be telling so that more people come and invest in tourism, people come and invest in businesses in Ghana. And then the country develops. And look at all this land all over the place, which is green like this. It means there's a lot of land available for sale. And so for me, as we get ready to wrap up this video, I think that we need to promote this country big time. And if you are interested in moving to Ghana, right, I think that the Volta region and who, especially if the kind of work you are doing doesn't require you to come to work, you can work remotely. You just need your Starlink and all that. The Volta region is a place you should seriously consider. It is just amazing. Frank Ankara says airports are usually sited away from development, but off-time development, okay, with time, development catches up to it. I guess that's what it is. FYT says, yep, Our problem is the partisan politics. I completely agree. We have a lot of issues in Ghana. If you want consultation, if you want to support us, you want to advertise, you want to sponsor our live videos, send us an email. This is our email on the screen, abh@abhcollabs.com. Now, speaking of sponsoring us, I think this is a good time to acknowledge one of our sponsors who have supported us all through last year till now to help us put up these live videos for you. That is Doormaster. Doormaster deals in security doors, interior doors, and they say anytime anyone from our community comes and mentions that they are coming from Doormaster, they are going to give them amazing discounts. So if you are looking to purchase security doors, interior doors, bathroom doors, kindly contact Doormaster. Now, we have already done 45 minutes. I think it's a really good point to end this video. Next week, we are going to look at another thing that is happening in Ghana, which is solar. So the newly elected Minister for Education, or is it nominated Minister for Education, says that for him, his vision for the ministry is to utilize solar in every second cycle and primary school in Ghana. That again presents a lot of opportunities for business people like yourselves who are watching to say, how can I tap into that share? Because there are so many schools, and if you invest in solar panels, inverters, battery, whatever, you could get some good contracts that could bring you a lot of money. Next week, God willing, we are going to go into detail, see the feasibility of it, take feedback from everybody. I'm not sure there's anyone else who is trying to join the live. So we are going to wrap it up for today. For me to know that you've watched this video up to this point, comment below who is selling land at 30,000 cedis right now. Don't wait. Just comment, don't wait. Buy now. I'm grateful that you stuck. You want to say something, Frank?
Yes, I wanted to say something.
Okay.
For me, I'm really excited because of the. I'm saying for me, right? For me personally, my personal opinion and thoughts, I'm very excited about the airport coming to Hull because of the tourism boost, the improved accessibility, especially when it comes to agric, right? Because I would want to invest in agric as well, right? Even though yes, we can do this in Accra, I find is that Volta Ho is also like a better place to do some of these things, right? And easy access to having to go to my land and come back will make me very excited. You see, so I'm very excited about it. But let's see how it goes. Hopefully they do it right.
Yeah, my final thought is, please, let's all put our resources together. Let's unite. Let's stop the tribalism. Let's stop the party politics. Right. Any party, any tribe, whosoever is doing good, let's give this person a backing. Let's come together, put our resources together, and let's all work together. And I think sky is the limit. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Frank and Etonam Diaz, for joining and sharing your thoughts on this particular topic. Again, if you are watching the replay and you want to join the community, just scan this QR code. You'll be able to join the community. If you want to purchase solar cameras that we are selling, just send us an email as well, and then we'll be able to supply you the solar cameras. With this, I want to wish you a very blessed week. The next time we are going to meet is in February. So I wish you a happy new month in advance. I pray everything you do this week will be blessed, be favored, and God willing, we'll see you next week.